Arsenal crash out of the Champions League after losing 3-1 to Barcelona. And yes, the Bayern Munich-Juventus game is still going on, but we wanted to give you this clip as soon as possible. So we're shooting it on my our studio's trusty grey wall here. So bear with me. Let's just talk about the game, because it doesn't matter where we are or what we're doing. We still want to talk about the football. So Arsenal definitely, I would say, held themselves to a very high regard, and they will leave this competition with their head held high. They gave it everything they had against Barcelona. They came in with some rigorous approach, some fearlessness to their game. But what was the difference? Messi, Neymar and Suarez. Like, no matter what you go into these games with, whether you go in with this, you can be hyped up on so much Red Bull, you can come into this game with everything, your game plan strategically set out, you can go to try and nullify anything Barcelona's going to throw at your way, but then you play Neymar, Suarez and Messi, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. There is no game plan in the world, mark my words here, that can nullify those guys. You just cannot. And of course, some of the instances could have been avoided. I thought that Giroud, for the final goal, has to hold up the ball better. I thought he was pretty poor in terms of holding up the ball. Nonetheless, Arsenal have to get a lot of credit, because they were not scared of Barcelona, and that was the only way you were going to beat Barcelona. I talked about this earlier when I was mentioning the game. I talked about it on other platforms, where I said that if Arsenal went into this game and took the similar approach that most teams do against Barcelona, try to sit back, try to kind of have that damage control at first and then hit them in the counter, it's not going to work anymore, because you cannot prevent the damage that's inevitable with Messi, Neymar and Suarez. All you can do is try and hit them at the wrong game, and Arsenal, for me, had several chances they missed in the first half. They could have made this game a lot more interesting, but when they did score, El Neni, his goal, where did he come from? What a finish into the top corner. Arsenal managed to drag themselves back into it at 1-1. So let's talk about the first goal. High pressure from Barcelona, often overlooked by how good they are with the ball to their feet. But when they're off the ball, my God, they're a pack of hyenas. They push into a certain corner. Messi does his part, pressurising Arsenal, making sure that they can't get out. They're uncomfortable in that huge park at the Nou Camp. Luis Enrique has them fit as a fiddle. He has them. Every single player in that field has a job to do off the ball. That's what makes this Barcelona team great in amongst their talent. So they pressure the ball, they win it, and immediately it's that constant switch. It's a switch that we know. Suarez makes a decoy run, the ball finds its way into Neymar, and it's a great finish into the bottom corner. But Arsenal, as I said, bounced back tremendously. They had a penalty claim that was turned down, dubious, some may say. Nonetheless, they still bounced back and had several chances in which they could have, I think, if they had better execution, got themselves back into the game. And then when they did get that goal back, they grew in spirits. But what happened? It was something that I tweeted out, and I almost feel bad tweeting it. I just think that that's the only thing you can try and do, is not to drop deep. But how can you not drop deep against a team that has that much flair? Just almost an impossible task at that point. Alexis Sanchez had a free kick, almost scored against his old team, but Ter Stegen did well to get across his goal and palm it away. And then, arguably the goal of the tournament, arguably one of the best goals I've seen at the Nou Camp. Luis Suarez. Again, it's that interchange of movement. So the ball finds its way out wide to Neymar. Messi makes that decoy run, takes two defenders away with him in the middle, and that opens up for Dani Alves to overlap down the right-hand side. It's all strategic. It's all planned out. It's all what Barcelona do to exploit teams' weaknesses. So Arsenal are all cut. They all end up become compact in the box. Leaves a wide area. Dani Alves picks his spot, finds its way to Luis Suarez, and my God, what a finish. Going to have to put the link in the description. You need to see that goal for your own eyes. Go over to our Facebook, TYT Sports. And they just continue to keep the ball and nullify the game the way Barcelona do. They maintain possession. They had the majority of it throughout the game. And they just killed the game off at that point. Arsenal's hopes died a little bit. As I mentioned, they still never really gave up in terms of when they were in possession. They were still always looking to attack, and I cannot condemn Wenger for that. I think he set his team out with the right mentality, but just not the right talent. And then obviously the final nail in the coffin, Giroud didn't hold up the ball as well. Messi picked his pocket. A few bumbles in between there. It wasn't the most gracious of movements, but eventually Messi found it, and it's that simple chip finish. When the keeper comes out or spinner comes out, he does his best to try and stand up, but Lionel Messi always is that 1-2 steps ahead, where you might think he's going to go low, so you second guess yourself, and then he just dinks it over him, and it's 3-1. And Barcelona emerge with a thoroughly earned victory, despite Arsenal's claims to try and push this game into further horizons. But nonetheless, it was always Barcelona's win. Hit me in the comment section below. Juventus and Bayern Munich game coming as soon as the recap emerges, as soon as something happens in that game. What an exciting game it was. It's why the Champions League competition for me is the world's best. Francis_Maxwell on Twitter. Come back again.